Hello, and welcome to the 8th episode of the Kid Broadway podcast, intimate conversations with community and professional actors and Broadway news. And today we are chatting with Sami Schneider. Now please, sit back, relax, and enjoy the Kid Broadway podcast. So, Sami, the first question that I always like to ask my guests is, where are you from?
I am from South Brunswick, New Jersey.
How did you get into the whole theater thing?
In third grade, my best friend did a show with a company called New Jersey Repertory Theater, and I went to see her in it, and I thought it was super cool, so then I auditioned for their next show, and I just never stopped.
And do you have any pre-show rituals?
I actually don't. I'm someone who prefers to just relax. That way I can tap into the character once I go on stage. A lot of people like to get in character like 10 minutes before or something, but I'm just someone who likes to relax and stay calm. That way I'm ready to go on.
Yeah. And you were in New Jersey Repertory Theater's production of Annie as Annie. How was that experience?
It was really cool. I was 10 years old, and it was my first time being the main character, and I was so excited because I remember the audition. I really wanted it, and my favorite memory was singing Tomorrow because it's one of the songs I've been singing forever, and one of my family friends' dogs played Sandy, so I just thought that was super cool.
And you were in Pixie Dust Players' production of 13 Junior as Lucy. How was that experience?
It was really cool. We haven't been able to put the show up yet because of COVID, but rehearsals have been a blast, especially because it's the pilot production, so we got to create a lot, and I love the team and I love the cast, and I really hope I can see them soon when they're safe.
That's cool. And what is the first show you remember seeing?
Me and my family saw a lot of shows at Paper Mill Playhouse when I was younger, but my first Broadway show I saw was Mamma Mia.
How do you usually prepare for a role?
I usually try to understand the character's motivation. For, specifically Lucy, there were some things that were really easy for me to just look at it and judge her for it, but to make it more of a realistic performance, I knew I had to, really dig into it and understand instead of judge. So, yeah.
That's cool. And, how was, if you can remember, what was the audition process for Annie?
For Annie, basically, you got into an audition room, and I think it was 5 in the audition room, and they said if you want to be considered for Annie, sing Tomorrow or Maybe, and then you can sing anything else if you didn't want to be Annie. And I went in, and I sang Tomorrow, and then you actually, the way they do it is you get a cast list, but it's not who you are. You just find out if you're in, and then you go to the first rehearsal, and they pull people back, and you do some readings for characters. And I think I found out I was Annie 2 rehearsals in. So I did some Annie reading, and then the next day I found out I got it.
And we're going to wrap up here in a minute, but what advice would you give to younger people listening now?
I would just tell them to really take advantage of any experience they can get. I always have done literally anything. I did church choir and school choir because those would really help with fundamentals of my voice. And any workshop I see, I sign up for. I really try to do anything.
That's really good. And are you up to anything right now? Any new projects?
Well, in March, I was, Taylor Lauderman, she posted on her story that her and her friends, Nat and Hannah, wrote a musical called Pitch In, and they were workshopping it for, anyone around the world can try it. So I did that in March, and it was really cool. And then in June, I found out that they were going to invite some people back to do it again, and this time they were going to stream it on YouTube for a fundraiser. So I got to do it again, and I got to play a different character, so I thought that was really cool. And now they wrote a sequel, which I'm about to do the workshop for that, I think next week. So yeah.
That's really cool. So we can find you on Instagram at sami.schneider.official. Is there anywhere else we can find you?
That's pretty much it. I have my website in the bio for that, too.
That's great. Well, thank you for coming on the podcast.
Thank you for having me.